Hey everybody, my name is Dana Moore and I'm really excited to share with you today about the business of doTERRA. And specifically, I want to take the business and break it down in a way that is easy to understand. So we call this presentation The Business Made Easy. Now, if you're opting in to listen to me now, chances are you're very curious about this idea of residual income and your ears are perked up a little bit. Something has piqued your interest. Maybe you are just curious and ready for a change, or perhaps situations have happened recently where maybe your current job isn't available anymore, or you've been frustrated in that situation, or maybe you just need a little bit of extra income on the side. Maybe you just want your oils paid for. Whatever reason you're here, I'm glad you're here because this opportunity of doTERRA changed my life even more than the oils and the natural healthcare products, if you can believe that. And so I'm excited to share with you because this is my favorite thing to talk about because it's the thing that changed my life the most. So we're going to jump in right away and just explore the opportunity of doTERRA. So one of the things that I would challenge you to do, and I challenge people to do whenever I'm working with them and helping them to evaluate if this opportunity is good for them or not, is we have them answer a few questions, just some probing questions to help you thoughtfully kind of identify where you stand, okay, and what you want out of this. So the first thing I want you to do is just take a second, grab a piece of paper, or maybe pull out your phone and open up your notes, and you're just going to put in a few different answers for these questions, okay? Or you can do it in your head. Number one would be, what would be the best part of running your own business? I would love to know what about this opportunity is exciting to you. What do you think the best part about owning your own business? Maybe you've never owned your own business before, but you could probably imagine that parts of it are really great. So write down, what do you think the best part of running your own business would be? Number two is write down how you feel about network marketing. Is it a positive for you? You have a good feeling about it? Have you maybe fallen into some stereotypical thinking? Maybe you don't have such a good feeling, but it's really great to come from an honest place. The third thing I want you to write down is what intrigues you about this opportunity. Maybe you don't have maybe the warmest fuzzy feelings toward network marketing, but you're still intrigued about doTERRA. What do you feel like is drawing you to this opportunity? And then the last question is, what would residual income mean for your family? And if you're unfamiliar with that term, residual income, we're going to identify it and kind of massage it out throughout this hour-long business presentation. But when we're talking about residual income, it's money that you make even when you're sleeping, or even when you have to take some time off. And we're going to dig into exactly how that works within the doTERRA compensation plan. So let's first talk about what does financial freedom mean to you? And oftentimes for many people, they live paycheck to paycheck. And the idea of financial freedom, the thought of financial freedom, the dream of financial freedom, of not having to worry or not having to pinch pennies or not having to balance the checkbook at the end of the month or not to overdraw, that's hard to imagine. And for me, we went through a season of life where we had way less than what we needed financially, and that caused so much stress. And so if you had asked me 8 years ago what financial freedom would meant to me, it would just have been that creditors aren't calling me, or it would have been that I can spend whatever I want on our grocery budget. That was about as big as I could think about things at the time. So think about that for yourself. I can't answer that for you, but I want you to think about it. And I want to talk to you and maybe identify a little bit of financial freedom, and you can identify where you're at. So when we work a traditional job, we're not technically financially free. And we definitely don't have time freedom. In a traditional job, you're always going to be trading hours for dollars. And that means that, either you are paid hourly or you're paid salary, but either way, you have requirements, you have a time to fulfill for that business or that company, or that office, or whatever your role is, and then you get compensated for it. And if you don't show up, you probably do not get compensated. Sometimes if you work more, exchange more time, you get more money. You are limited on like advancement in the company, because there's only so many tiers that you can go to. Maybe you can arrive at upper level leadership at some point. Maybe eventually you could be, an executive, but oftentimes the chances of owning a company, unless you're part of the family who owns the company, might be slim to none. And then earning wise, most companies do have a ceiling, right? There's an income earning potential that you can count on. And many of us who went to college, we knew that. We went into careers knowing that, like, okay, this career, maybe I'm going to be a teacher, and I have the income earning potential of about $65,000 a year, roughly, So we know what that ceiling is going to be. With a traditional job, you're also very limited on your time freedom. So this means, obviously, that you just can't take off whenever you feel like it, or whenever the wind blows and you feel like taking a vacation, or you just need an extra day. You're very limited throughout the year of how much time you can take off, how much time you really can be sick. And maybe if you've been with a company for longer, you've earned a few extra days or an extra week. And ultimately, what you're doing is building somebody else's dream. And there is nothing wrong with that. However, it begs to have us look at the thought of our own life and our own dreams. And do you have your own life and your own dreams? And do you want to build those, or are you content to spend your life building somebody else's? And most of us, if we're honest, we would love to build our own dreams, right? Maybe we would love to look deeper into what is possible to make that happen. So with authentic direct sales, let's take a quick peek at that. With authentic direct sales, you have true residual income. And I'll give you a little story about this. 2 years ago, my mom got really sick. And at the drop of a hat, my sister and I dropped everything and we drove to where my mom lives. And we spent time taking care of her in the hospital and then in her home. And we really just were there for her to nurse her back to health and to take care of all the details of the things that needed to be taken care of. And both of us just walked away from our jobs completely. We weren't able to put in time, energy, or effort into our jobs. Now, throughout that time, we didn't even know how long we were going to stay. I didn't know I would be gone for 1 week or 2 weeks. And even though I was gone for 2 weeks and then immediately came home to my family and then went on our scheduled vacation, I worked about 3 days total that month, 3 days total that I was even home. I can't even say that I worked. And I still earned my doTERRA paycheck. In fact, it was more than I had earned the month before. And that is true residual income, where you have the ability and you've created this investment in your own business that you can take time off when needed and when necessary to give you that freedom. That's amazing. And that is something that we should all look for. And I'm going to make a great case in a minute for why you need it too. So in doTERRA and in maybe authentic direct sales and other companies as well, but specifically in doTERRA, there are no limits on your advancement and your earnings. You can outrank me. You can outrank your top line. You can outrank your leaders. You can outrank the highest ranked person in the company, as if you do the work and you do everything that's required in the compensation plan. You can do it. There is no one who's going to tell you you can't. There's not a level of leadership you can go to, but you can't go beyond that. That's kind of incredible. The other thing is you get the freedom to choose your own schedule. And this means that you have more freedom to do other things that are priority to you, which might involve family or caring for loved ones or just pursuing other passions. And you are building your own dream because you are investing into your own business rather than putting your time and energy into just investing in someone else's business. So if that isn't appealing to you, I don't know what is. So why partner with doTERRA? Well, first of all, our products are extremely effective. In fact, our oils are the most tested and the most trusted essential oils on the planet. We have over 8.5 million customers. We are used by doctors and hospitals worldwide, and we have a record-breaking retention rate of 65%. This means that over 65% of our customers come back and order more and more and more and continue to purchase because the products work. In fact, most of the people who are building a business would say, even if I never made money with doTERRA, I would still order the products because I love them so much. My family depends on them. We can't live without them. This is a very good thing. On average, in the network marketing industry, if a company is doing well, their retention rate would be maybe around 13%. So that shows you how much better doTERRA is when it comes to retention. Okay. Now, why else should we partner with doTERRA? Because we are proven. We are the largest essential oil company in the world. We have a growth rate similar to Apple. So it took 7 years for Apple to become a billion-dollar company, and it took doTERRA 7 years to become a billion-dollar company. And I should add that we are a billion-dollar debt-free company. It's optimal timing for the opportunity. And this hasn't changed. This, I would have said last year in 2019 that it was optimal time for an opportunity. But now in our current time, 2020, there is even more of a growth in our industry and eagerness for people to be radical about their own health and wellness. And doTERRA is consistently growing. We are open in 120 markets worldwide. We are a privately owned company, and doTERRA is debt-free with no outside funding. Another reason you need to partner with doTERRA is because the company itself is caring. We create partnerships with growers around the world, and I have personally been to Nepal. I have been able to go high. I mean, we're talking long, windy bus rides up into the mountains where we watched these women who picked the wintergreen plants out of the hillside, which grows wild, and bring it down to the distillery to get paid fair wages for their efforts, to get paid on the spot, to have their crop weighed, to have it, started to distilled right there on the spot. It was a really powerful experience. And what it is doing is providing these women and young girls with the opportunity to earn their own money. And in Nepal specifically, because I've been there and I understand the culture there, a lot of these young girls will get married at the age of 12 or 14 because that brings them security, right? They don't have education and they need to get married. They need to be able to be fed. And you can see that it creates quite a problem. And so for them to be able to make their own money and to have a job that pays well is a huge deal. And that's just one tiny example of what doTERRA does all around the world. We preserve agricultural traditions through co-impact sourcing. Just like in Nepal, this idea of harvesting wintergreen is not new. doTERRA didn't come in and thought, you know what you have a great crop. Maybe we should help you with that. These are ancient practices. These are people that have passed down these crops and these farms and this art of distilling and using plant therapy for hundreds of years, generation upon generation. But they haven't always been honored in the way that they deserve to be honored or paid fairly for the incredible result of their hard work. And so that's when doTERRA comes in and we do what's called co-impact sourcing. And you should definitely look into more of that. We have a nonprofit called Healing Hands Foundation that focuses on giving back. We do all kinds of humanitarian things around the world, like disaster relief and education and building hospitals and schools through Healing Hands. As you grow your doTERRA business, others are lifted. So as you are sharing essential oils and changing the lives and health of people on this side of the bottle, the people that you interact with, the people on the other side of the bottle, the people responsible for the picking and the harvesting, their lives are improved as well. And so one of the best things about doTERRA is that we do it right on both sides of the bottle. Another thing is every purchase changes growers' lives and their communities, and you can learn more about this whole process on source2u.com. I encourage you to look that up. Okay, let's talk about a few questions that you might have now that we've kind of established a few things. I'm sure you're curious of the nitty-gritty, the details. How do I make money? Like, how does this process work? How much time is involved? Could this work for me? And what is the next step? Those are the things we're going to cover next. Okay, how do you make money in doTERRA? It's honestly so much easier than you probably have imagined. But one of the things that we do is we help people find the starter kit or their first order that they need in doTERRA. We help them do that. And when we do that, we get paid for that. And how that works is we sample people and we sample them an essential oil that's going to have some benefit to their life. It's going to have an immediate benefit. And this might seem really hard for you, but let me just tell you right now, I am not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, and I don't have a medical background. My background's actually in teaching. I was a first grade teacher. I'm a mom, an educator. I am not running around the world looking to sample people for rare autoimmune diseases or for some genetic abnormalities. Okay, so don't think too big and crazy about this. But what I am doing is I'm offering my neighbor some lavender because they're sneezing when they're doing yard work. Or I'm offering a friend some peppermint for an achy knee that keeps happening over and over again. Or I'm just taking Deep Blue with me to the gym because I might share it with people while I'm there. That's how we sample essential oils. We have a very tried and true system that will help you sample effectively, but that's it, you guys. It's just being a caring person. So we sample people, then we teach them. We teach them about essential oils. We teach them 3 cool things they need to know about essential oils and 3 ways to use oils. And then we help them get started. We help them get oils in their home by enrolling in a doTERRA wholesale account. And then we support them with continuing education, with online support, just helping them to not only use what they have, but really to get on the wellness journey and to change their lives and the life of their family as well. So that's how you make money in doTERRA. It's pretty simple. Let's talk about a little bit about how much time is involved. So sometimes you want to pay for your product. Some people come to me and they said, this is my goal is to pay for my product. I would love to be able to order doTERRA every month, as much doTERRA as I want, and just make that much back with doTERRA. If that's your goal, usually you can do that in about 3 to 5 hours a week. If your goal is bigger than that, you want to supplement your income because you're looking for not just having your oils paid for, but you're starting to think like, I need to save for retirement, or I want to pay off debt, or, I really want to pursue this opportunities and see if it works. Is it going to work for me? You want to supplement your income. You're going to need to put in more like 10 to 15 hours per week. And then there are some of you that will want to replace your income completely, that you're going to want to put in 15 to 30 hours a week and completely replace your income. And I would say 15 hours is a minimum. We've never really seen anyone successfully replace their income at less than 15 hours a week. But even that, you could see that you could hustle hard with doTERRA at 30 hours a week, which is still less than full-time hours because the way we use our time is very effective. Okay, let's talk about, could this work for me? Okay, if I was you, I'd be sitting there, can this work for me? And I actually was you sitting there thinking these things through a little over 7 years ago. Could this work for me? Are you passionate about oils? Like, would you use doTERRA's oils even if you didn't make money? Do you feel like you can't live without them? Do you absolutely love them? Do you find yourself talking about them? If that's true, this could work for you. Do you care about people? Is the health of others a concern to you? Are you eager to offer solutions? And if you care about people, this could work for you. The other thing is can you follow a system and get things done? There is a very tried and true effective way to build a doTERRA business. And then there's also a very tried and true effective way to be distracted and to not get a lot of things done, but feel like you're working. And so if you are someone who is easily distracted, I don't know if this is the best fit for you, but if you know you can follow a system and you can get things done, I really believe that this opportunity could be for you. All right, I want to talk to you about linear versus residual income a little bit. I kind of mentioned it a bit, but I'm going to make a stronger case for it. If you look at the first quadrant, so we're looking at the upper left quadrant where it says employee. This is somebody who just has a job and exchanges time for money. And now please hear when I say that and I say just has a job, I don't mean it like a job is not something to be thankful for or something that is meant to have, like, I don't have a cavalier attitude about jobs. There were actually several years of my life where we were in and out of jobs, unemployed for a while. It was when the economy crashed back in 2008. And so I still remember when my husband got a job in sales and IT sales, and exactly where I was when he called to say he got the job. And that job drastically changed our lives. And so have so many of the jobs that I've held throughout my life. And so please don't hear that with the wrong attitude or intention. However, I know, and you probably know too, that just exchanging time for money is not going to set you up for your future. It's probably not going to set you up to really build the life that you want. It probably pays the bills and maybe gets you by. And maybe more, maybe better than that. I don't know. But usually there's a limit there. Okay. So you have a job, you exchange time for money. You don't have really any leverage. You can't really dictate your time when you want to go on vacation. You know, you work at the expense of someone else. Now, if you go down below that to the self-employed quadrant, this is when you own a job or you own, the best way to describe this would be someone who is like a coach. So they own a skill, but they still exchange time for money, and they don't have leverage. For example, they have to show up to train somebody, or they have to show up for a job, and maybe it's not like a 9 to 5, and maybe it's not salary based, but there's still a sense of exchange there. And so one of the best examples I can give you is like a fitness coach, or an athletic coach, something like that. Also, maybe even being like a hairdresser could be someone who owns a job. They're still exchanging time for money. There's a little bit of flexibility there. Okay. But every day you're restarting your day at zero. You don't earn residually. You're not earning from yesterday's work. You're still starting your day at zero. So both of those are valid ways to make money, but they might not be enough to get you ahead in life or prepare for your future. Now, if we go up to the quadrant on the upper right, we're talking about business owners, okay? This is when you might own a business or like a franchise, and you have not only your own efforts, but you have the efforts of other people that bring in your income. So maybe you're in the head of like a sales force, right? And so you're doing some sales, other people are doing sales, and they add to your income, or perhaps you own a franchise. Tricky thing with this can be that sometimes you have to pay in quite a hefty amount of money to own a job or to start a business. So it can take years sometimes to get your business off the ground and to earn an income. And you have people who work for you, but what if they don't show up, or they get sick, or they need time off? You usually, as the business owner, are the one that has to pick up all the pieces or put in the time to keep the business alive. And so usually people equal money, and you have a little bit of leverage, but there's a lot of extra stress and headache that can go along with that. So back in 2008, my husband, he actually did own his own business. He was a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and that was awesome. He didn't have a lot of overhead or employees. But our business wasn't going well. And then we faced an economic crash. And so this was really tricky because we had to walk away from this business, and we financially took some huge hits during that time. So it's not always ideal. Sometimes it can work. Right now in our current economic state, small business owners are actually taking a huge hit. And so this is quite honestly a devastating place to be. And then the lower quadrant, though, is someone who is an investor, okay? So someone who makes money that works for you. So you can take a sum of money and invest into something, and that money continues to earn maybe interest and pays you. It's money working for money. It's very passive income, and it's not dependent on your presence at all. You take this money and you give it to someone else to manage, or you invest it into, property, or there's so many different things that you can do. Now, where does doTERRA fit in all of this? It kind of fits in the last three quadrants. So you're self-employed with doTERRA, you have the sense of time freedom there. You're a business owner as well, but really with no overhead. So that's a huge bonus, right? You can start making money quickly. You don't have to pay back a loan or anything like that. And you're going to get some people that work for you and with you. And then as an investor, and I know this to be true, is once you have really built up enough people, you've created a strong team, and you've really helped other people reach their goals, you're making more than enough money to just, live a comfortable lifestyle. You can then take that money and create more of a passive income with that. So what it does is it kind of gives you earnings exponentially that are beyond what you could probably earn in any other type of career. And I'll show you more what I mean in a second. Okay. Moving on. And by the way, this quadrant, it's called the cash flow quadrant, was taken from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so the dilemma. Let's just talk about the dilemma, because if I still haven't convinced you yet, I have to make a good case for the fact that we have to plan for more than today. Okay, we have to plan for more than this year, and we have to plan for more than the next 5 years. The average income needed for retirement in the United States is $4,500 per month. Okay, that's not a lot, but that's enough to live, to eat, to pay the bills, whatever. So that's just an average. That works out to about $54,000 per year. Now, how do we get that money? How do our retired parents have that money? How will we have that money in 20 years or 30 years when we're ready to retire? Where does that money come from? And so what you would need to have in order to be able to take out $4,500 a month to live, you would have to have a nest egg of $1,080,000 invested, earning 5% interest. That is what is needed to receive this monthly. Now, I would probably wager my whole house and that most of us do not have that much saved. And if you do, let me know how you're earning 5% interest. Okay. So what's the option, right? Because that's insane. Where are we going to get that kind of money? And then the next point number 3, a 40-year working career needs to save and invest $27,000 per year, every year for 40 years to get up to this $1 million mark. And that means you would have had to start though when you were 20. And most of us, myself included, I wasn't saving. I did not save. I didn't even have the wherewithal to save that much money at age 20. Let alone did I even make that much money at age 20, So think about that. So, I'm just showing you that we have a little bit of a problem. 75% of people at age 50, so we're getting a little closer to retirement here, have less than $5,000 in their bank account. 75% of people at age 50 could not survive on more than, they don't have more than 1 month's worth of savings that could help them when they retire. And I know that you're probably thinking, well, there's other things like my pension or Social Security, but those are things that we actually cannot count on to be there for us. And so there is a sense of responsibility that you need to take some of this into your own hands. 98% of retired people depend on outside financial resources. So these are just some stats that help us to understand that we really do need to look at and evaluate a different way. So why direct sales? First of all, we have a built-in business model. doTERRA provides sourcing, order fulfillment, billing, and customer service. There is no inventory, shipping, or overhead requirements. I have been doing doTERRA for 7 years. Every time I share doTERRA with somebody, and every time that person makes the choice to get oils in their home, doTERRA ships them directly from doTERRA. I don't run around dropping oils off. I don't have a garage full of oils. It's phenomenal. And you know what I invested to start my doTERRA business? I invested $150 for a starter kit because that was the biggest kit I could afford. That was the money that I had. And besides like just some books and supplies, there was nothing else that I needed to invest. I just started to share and educate. We have a built-in education system, product knowledge, business trainings, leadership development. We have ironed out all the kinks. There are so many top leaders who are willing to share and have shared their strategies and their expertise over the years. And all of these things are built in and given to you as tools that you can use for free to start your business. Very, very low startup cost. The only financial commitment is 100 PV LRP per month. So that's a point value of your loyalty rewards program or your loyalty rewards order. It needs to be 100 a month. And these are products for your own household. So I love this. And I just want to make a quick point to this. It would be really bad if doTERRA had a bunch of distributors running around sharing essential oils that didn't use the product. They didn't love the product. They didn't know the product. They didn't have testimonies, genuine, authentic testimonies for the product. That would be a really negative thing for doTERRA. And so the fact that there is a requirement that we're ordering on a regular basis and that we're embodying the product is a very good thing because we're well-educated wellness advocates. Okay, let's talk about income opportunities for a quick second. I know this slide is a little bit hard for you to see, but it's good for you to think, what do you want to create? What are your income opportunities in doTERRA? What do you want to create? Maybe you want to go to the rank of gold, and golds earn, around $4,700 a month on average, so that you can take that money and put it away for your future. Maybe that is something that you want to build. Maybe you want to replace your income completely. You want money to live on now and for the future, and you want to go the whole way to diamond or beyond. And maybe you're sitting here and you're like, you know what? I feel pretty strong about my future, but I would love to have free natural health care every month and just kind of do a little bit. That is okay too, but you have to decide what you want to create. And while you're writing so many things down, why don't you write down what kind of income potential you want? It might be $100 a month. It might be $500 a month. It could be $800 a month. $8,000 a month, $12,000 a month. I don't know, but I want you to write down the number that comes to you that says, with doTERRA, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. Okay, the best way to predict the future is to create it. That's a Peter Drucker quote, and I love that. And here's just a little up close picture of the slide I just showed you, where it shows you executives on average make 100 and so on and so forth. Okay. So just identify where you think you want to be. If you want to dream big, dream big. If that terrifies you, just go with the first thing that's on your heart and your mind and in your gut, because that's going to be where your leader is going to be able to help you. Okay, so let's talk about how we earn money with doTERRA. This is kind of my favorite part because I really like earning money. And in many ways, the doTERRA compensation plan has felt like a game that I have learned to beat. And you can beat it too, okay? It just takes some strategy. And so it is set up and designed to pay you when you are strategic about the way that you go about your business. You'll get paid more. So the first way that you earn money in doTERRA is called your Fast Start bonus. This is the absolute best way when you're getting started to get money quickly to help you not only pay for your product, but pay for supplies, to maybe buy books and reinvest those back into your business and give them to your customers so they're well educated. Fast Start bonus is a blast. And so when you're looking at this chart, you are the person in purple where it says you. Okay. So this isn't hard. Remember, this is business made easy. So you're in purple and you enroll Amy. So you can see you're going to enroll Amy. Amy's the orange person. Okay. And what you will earn when Amy enrolls is 20% of her order. So we're going to do the most basic math possible and say that Amy's order was exactly 100 PV. You will earn 20% of 100 PV. So say it out loud to yourself. What do you earn on Amy's order? $20. Okay, you earn $20. And so that could be as simple as maybe Amy is your neighbor and you sampled her some peppermint because she was having a headache one day when you were out talking and she was so excited about it. Maybe she attended your class that you hosted or that you had, or maybe it was online and she's like, I'm in, give me a kit. I need these. Where have you been all my life? I want all the oils. Amy enrolls and you get paid. Okay. So that was a really nice neighborly conversation that you just got paid for. Now, Amy, when she loves something, she tells everybody. So Amy enrolls Joe. Joe is her brother. So now because Amy is excited about her products and shared them with Joe, Amy gets rewarded too. She's going to get compensated. So Amy is going to earn 20% of Joe's order. And for the sake of easy math, Joe did 100 PV order too on his first order. So Amy earns 20% of 100. Amy earns 20 bucks. The cool thing is residual income kicks in right here because you get to earn 10% of Joe's order. So you earn 10 bucks. You might not have even met Joe. You don't even know Joe. You might not even know that Amy shared with Joe and that he enrolled. But you know what? You earned money, and maybe you did it while you were sleeping, because that is how cool this opportunity is. Now, Joe turns around and enrolls Sue, okay? Joe enrolls his best friend, Sue, because she's natural and she loves natural things just like he does, and she knows everyone. She has a vast network. Sue knows people. So Joe enrolls her, and he helps her get a kit. Now, everyone's getting this 100 PV kit so that your math brain and my math brain don't have to work very hard. But Sue enrolls with a 100 PV kit, okay? So Joe gets paid. He gets 20% of Sue's order, because way to go, Joe, you know, good job tracking down Sue. But then Amy also gets paid because she enrolled Joe, so she gets paid too. She'll get 10%. She'll get 10 bucks. And then you will still get paid. You'll get paid 5% of Sue's order. So you'll get $5. And this is Fast Start bonus. If you look at the top, you have you, and you see 20%, 10%, 5% for their first 60 days. So everything that Amy orders for 60 days, since the day she started doTERRA for 60 days, you're going to get 20%. So if she orders her first kit and then she gets really excited and wants to order more, you'll get 20% on her second order, or maybe her third or fourth, depending on how excited she is. Same thing with Joe. If he orders, now remember, you're only earning 10% on Joe's stuff, because Amy's earning 20, you're earning 10, but everything Joe orders for 60 days, you're going to get 10% on. And then everything Sue orders for 60 days, you're going to get 5% on. And Fast Start goes on and on like this. So let me give you the key to Fast Start bonus though. The more people you personally enroll, the more Fast Start bonus you're going to get, because you want to enroll as many people personally, so you're getting 20% on all those orders, right? You're maximizing those. You also want to enroll people who are eager to share, who love natural wellness, who have a good network, and who like people, because then they're going to be more likely to share, and they're going to help you to earn 10% of what of the people that they're enrolling, right? And then you want to teach them to do the same. You want to say, hey, you know, if you're loving your oils and sharing your oils, share with people who also are passionate like you, who want to share. Those are some of the best people to bring in your business first, because they're also going to help to increase your Fast Start bonus and in turn, increase your residual income. Okay, another way that you earn money with doTERRA, so that's only one way you can earn money, so many ways in doTERRA. Another way is called Power of 3. And I will just say this, I don't expect you to understand it right away. In fact, many people need to hear this 5 or 10 times before they really understand Power of 3 bonus. But this is paid every month based on your structure. It's also based on LRP orders, or loyalty rewards orders. So it's based on the people that order regularly and order at least 100 PV a month. Okay, so there's some stipulations here and there's some math involved, and that's why it tends to take people a little longer to figure it out. So what I want to say to you about this is there is an opportunity to earn $50 a month for your very first Power of 3, and you can earn that month after month after month. It's residual. If you share with enough people and help them share with other people, you can earn up to $250 a month. And that is residual, pays month after month after month, as long as the requirements are in place. And in addition to that, if you also increase and keep duplicating yourself and helping those people to earn money, you can get a $1,500 bonus a month. And that's residual as well, pays over and over again. So once you hit your $50 bonus pool, instead of earning the 50, you'll move to the 250. So what I mean by that is you might be earning your $50 bonus a couple of months, but then everything lines up for your 250. So now you'll get that instead of the 50. And then for a few months, you kind of get everything lined up and you're sharing oils, and you work out, you have enough people to get your $1,500 bonus, So you'll get that instead of the 250. Okay. You don't get them all. You don't add them all up together. All right. So I hope that that makes sense to you. And my kind of charge to you would be, when you're enrolling people, talk to your upline. Say, listen, I'm enrolling somebody. I need to know where to place them. Understanding where to place them and strategically where to put them is going to be something that the people who will mentor you in doTERRA will have a very good handle on how to best support you and how to help you to never miss a bonus, because that's really key. So don't get overwhelmed with Power of Three. Kind of chew on it, look things up, look up other videos, watch it as much as you can. But also, every time you're bringing new people into this business, connect with your upline. They'll help you, and the more you see it, the more you'll get it, okay? Okay, another thing I want to share with you, and another way we earn money with doTERRA, is called Unilevel. Now, before, remember when we were talking about Fast Start bonus and you get paid on everything they get for the first 60 days, you'll earn like 20% or 10% or 5%. So what happens after 60 days? What do we earn on then? Do we just not get paid? What if they're customers for 9 years? Do we not get paid? The answer is you do get paid. You get paid in Unilevel. And so when you're looking at this plan right here and you see Unilevel, you see you in doTERRA, and it has the numbers going down over on the far left side, and you see like the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all in circles. When you put people on your level 1 in doTERRA, you will earn 2% on their order. So after Fast Start is over and you're not earning the 20% or the 10% anymore, if they're on your first level, your top line, you're going to earn 2%. If they are on your second level, you'll earn 3%. If they're on your third level, you'll earn 5%. Fourth level, 5%. Fifth level, 6%. Sixth level, 6%, and your seventh level, 7%. And so you can see, and it doesn't take a math brain to get this, that the farther down you go and the more your organization has people deeper down, you actually get paid more. This is phenomenal because, let me go back one slide. If you look at Power of Three, your $50 bonus happens on your first line. Your $250 bonus happens on your second line, and your $1,500 bonus happens on your third line. And if you look here, you get paid a little bit on your first level, more on your second level, and even more on your third level, and then even more fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh levels. So I want to encourage you to understand that the better you structure with doTERRA and the deeper down you go and the more customers you have, the more you can maximize the compensation plan. Now, if you look over to the right where the numbers are a little bit faded, in other typical network marketing plans, they actually reverse that, where they pay you a greater percentage at the top, maybe 7% on level 1. And on level 7, where you have tons of people, dozens, hundreds of customers, only 2%. This is not ideal. This is not optimal. And you can see the two totals at the bottom. With doTERRA's plan and the same exact number of people, you would earn $32,000 that month with doTERRA's plan. Using the exact same numbers in another plan, a hypothetical plan, the total would only be $12,000. And so you can see that doTERRA's compensation plan really sets you up to win because of the way that the Unilevel is set up. And remember, people do order over and over again. At least 65% of our customers are reordering because they love their products. And so you are getting paid on this over and over and over again. And I know it's hard to imagine when you're first beginning, but you will have thousands and thousands of customers. And so you're earning a little bit, maybe 3% or 5% or 6% on all those people and what they order every single month. The income earning potential on Unilevel is huge. And this is not going to be the biggest part of your check your first year or two in doTERRA, but it will grow and grow, and it will become the largest part of your doTERRA check if you stick with it. All right, moving into another way that you earn money, because doTERRA pays us so well, is the leadership performance pools. Now, this is really fun because once you have shared doTERRA enough, there are certain ranks that you can hit in doTERRA called leadership ranks. And we start honoring leadership ranks with a performance pool at the rank of Premier. And so you can see with the colors, the green and the orange and the blue, that when you hit certain ranks, a percentage is paid to you based on the sales of the company that month. So they'll take the sales of the company that month, they'll divide it up amongst all the people that hit the rank of Premier, Silver, and Gold, and they'll give them a percentage. They do that again. There's another bonus pool that they do. They'll take 2% of what the company has earned and divide that up amongst the silvers, golds, and platinums. And then they'll take 4% of what the company has owned and divide that up amongst the diamonds, blue diamonds, and presidential diamonds. And so overall, it's about 7.25% of the sales of doTERRA for that given month, taken and dispersed accordingly to the leaders who earn that money and have earned that rank that month. And this bonus pool is incredible. And it's another thing that you would want to, as you're identifying like your goal in doTERRA, have your mentor work with you so that you never miss an opportunity to hit a bonus. Okay, next slide. There was a little update recently from doTERRA as well, where they actually increased the amount of money given to the rank of gold. And so before in doTERRA, golds could earn a certain amount of shares for sharing doTERRA and for hitting that rank every single month. But now when a gold in doTERRA, the rank of gold, it enrolls at least 2 people in a given month and hits the rank of gold, they'll get an extra 2 shares in the company, increasing their bonus. And so this is brand new. We actually don't have data yet to show what the exact numbers are that golds will earn, because they haven't even gotten paid on this change yet. But will increase when we're looking at the chart and we're looking at how much golds earn on average. It will probably increase their average of around $400 to $500. Not bad, right? Okay, power of 3. Okay, one of the things that is important for you to understand when I was talking about power of 3 and understanding it and like getting a $50 bonus, sometimes it can feel like $50. I mean, that's nice. It only pays for half my oils. I think $50 bonus is phenomenal because I don't ever just look at it at the first month, right? Or the first payout. You need to start thinking about money differently. Now we're actually thinking about money as residual, right? And so $50 bonus on your level 1, when you have enough people ordering regularly, would give you $600 per year, okay? $600 per year. Now that's different. That's kind of nice. That'd be nice at the end of the year to get a $600 bonus, right? Now it is paid out to you monthly, but it's nicer to think of it as like a bigger sum. The average time it takes to earn this bonus is about 3 months for most people, but I know a lot of you are above average. And you would need, in order to like match the equivalent of this in savings so that you had this kind of tucked away for your future, you would need to have $12,000 invested earning 5% interest. Most of us, most of you, I don't know, probably don't have $12,000 invested in an opportunity earning 5% interest, right? That would just kind of keep paying you out like this. That's what you need to earn $600 a year this way. Okay, so think about it this way. On your level 2, which is $250 a month, that's $3,000 a year. So $3,000 a year that will just keep getting paid to you as long as you meet the requirements on a monthly basis. The average time to earn this bonus in doTERRA is only 6 months, okay? So it takes about 6 months so that I can grow a team big enough to get my $250 bonus. Or the alternative would be that you would need to have $60,000 invested earning 5% in order to get that kind of a payout. So every time I teach this and every time I look at this, I'm like, who has the time? Who has the money? Who has the resources to put away $60,000 to get this kind of return or this kind of residual payout? Most of us don't, right? And then level 3, the $1,500 a year or a month would be $18,000 a year. And now $18,000 a year is like no small chunk of change. Like that is a lot of money. Some people live on that much money. Okay. So that's a really substantial amount of additional money. You would need to have 3 $760,000 invested earning 5% interest to match this. Now in doTERRA, I'm not sure what the average is to get this, but usually we help people get this in about 18 months. And so I just think, would 18 months be worth it to work towards this kind of goal of earning $1,500 a month? So you have like that nest egg created within doTERRA just by sharing products that you love anyway. I think it's really worth it. Okay, let's just talk a quick minute about Unilevel, okay? The average income for a silver leader in doTERRA, someone who does at a very minimum $9,000 a month in sales, okay? The average income is about $2,200 per month. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty nice supplemental income. That person would earn $26,000 or $26,400 per year, excuse me. The average time to reach silver is 1 year, and we have a very tried and true program to help you do that and beyond. Or additionally, if you wanted that kind of, residual income, you would just need to save, $528,000 invested really wisely to earn 5% back. Virtually impossible to do it that way. And so building doTERRA is the best way to get this kind of compensation, right? This kind of residual income. Let's look at the rank of gold. The average income for a gold actually just went up in doTERRA. So it is $4,500 roughly. That's $45,000 per year. And the average time to reach gold is about 30 months. Okay, planning for the future. The current 10-year plan that maybe you're on would be the one on the left, okay? And so when we're looking at this, a lot of times the raises that you're promised, or that, the salary that you can plan on growing in, is going to grow by, 1% every year, sometimes 2%. Sometimes you might get a bonus of 2%. It's not a lot. I mean, I can't really spin this in a better way that it's not a lot. And so this was actually very similar to what I was looking at when I became a teacher. There is this, this scale kind of set up. If you're with us for 1 year, you're going to get this much. And then when you're with us for the second year, your pay will grow and it will keep growing. And then when you've been with us for 10 years, you can expect X amount. And I don't think it was ever more than, like 55,000 for what the school district I was working in. But I remember thinking like, okay, it's not a lot, but like it does get better. It does get better. Now the alternative is the doTERRA 10-year plan. Okay, so with the doTERRA 10-year plan, let's just say the first year, let's say it takes you a year to hit the rank of executive, which most people can hit executive in a couple of weeks. But let's say you take the whole year and you take your time, you're going to earn about $1,000. Okay. Then the next year you take your time and you go to the rank of elite, and you're going to earn on average about $3,000. Okay, so there's about a $2,000 raise there. It's not that awesome. It's not a ton to write home about, but it's better, right? We're talking about annual here, so it's not awesome. In the rank of premier, you might make around $7,000 that year. In the rank of silver, now things are looking a little up, right? We're increasing a little more drastically, and you're going to be earning about $24,000 annually at the rank of silver. Okay. Now, this is where the growth starts to really get kind of crazy, because in the jump from year 4 to 5, you more than double, almost triple what you are earning in doTERRA if you make the jump from silver to gold. In the jump from gold to platinum, there's over a $30,000 raise in that jump. In the jump from platinum to diamond, you're almost doubling your income. In the jump from diamond to blue diamond, oh my gosh, you're tripling the earning potential there. And then presidential diamond and beyond. And let's just say you don't even want to go presidential quickly. Maybe you take an extra year or two. Do you not think that this plan and taking the 10-year path on doTERRA is going to be more worth your time, energy, and effort than maybe the current 10-year plan? And if you look at this, the first 5 years, you're probably still doing a lot better in your current 10-year plan. And maybe it's really good idea to stick with the 9 to 5 or however that looks for you, but spend a lot of your free time building a doTERRA pipeline so that you can, after a few years, make the transition, right, around the 5-year mark, around the rank of gold, make the transition into full-time doTERRA and take it the whole way to the top. Now, this might not be everybody's plan, but this is what lights me up because this has changed my life. And if I was still working as a school teacher, well, quite honestly, my job would be in a lot of jeopardy right now, but I would still be earning the income potential of maybe year 1, 2, or 3, according to this plan on the left. That would not be good because at this point I would have been teaching for 14 years. Okay, what's your next step, you guys? First things first, if you are brand new and you don't even have a wholesale account with doTERRA, you need to get that set up, okay? That's really important that you get your starter kit. And one thing that is just really good to mention is usually the kit that you start with is the kit that you sell the most because it's the kit that you talk about. And your friends and your family and your neighbors who trust you will say, well, which kit did you get? And you're going to say, I started with this one. And they're going to get what you got. And so consider that if you haven't started yet, pick a kit that maybe is a little bit more substantial because people will listen to you, okay? If you already have a wholesale account, contact your enroller and upgrade to a wellness advocate so that you have positioned yourself to earn money and set up your 100 PV loyalty rewards order, which is your LRP, loyalty rewards program. If you don't, choose a kit and get started, okay? The second thing you need to do is tap into existing resources. You will have access to all of our trainings. You want to start tapping into those trainings, and we highly recommend you jumping into dailymentorcalls.com and just start learning the basics of sampling and teaching a class. The next thing you want to do is start making your list and start handing out samples. This is where it all begins. And remember, when you're making a list, it's really important to be thinking about who are people that you know that are passionate about wellness, who know a lot of people. Often women are awesome to put on your list first, but it doesn't mean we discount men just because women often make healthcare decisions for your family and so on. So when you tap into those dailymentorcalls.com, it's going to give you a lot of ideas about who to put on your list and why. And this is really, really fun because you're going to actually be able to bring a huge level of freedom and possibility and potential to the people's lives that are on your list. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for being part of this Business Made Easy. I hope that it kind of helped to open your eyes to the power and potential of residual income. And I will say that if you're ready to take this to the next step, reach out to the person who is maybe watching this with you or who sent this to you and say, I'm ready for my next step with residual income. I'm ready to jump in with doTERRA. This is what I want out of the opportunity. This is what excites me. Will you help me? And they will help you get plugged in. I look forward to seeing you. I'm cheering you on. Have a great day.